Please, I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, welcome to yet another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. Howdy, how are you? I'm Courtney. Nice to have you. I mean, if anybody's listening, I don't know. For all I know, I am just speaking into this phone to absolutely nobody, and maybe nobody will tune in at all. But I am noticing more and more people. I'm starting to get more and more people that are checking my podcast out. So thank you. Thank you so much. And again, I always appreciate everybody from all over, no matter what city, country, wherever you are from. Thank you so, so much. So, gosh, what is on my mind? I'm going to have to do several podcasts because a lot is on my mind and I don't want to combine them into just one podcast. However, I don't know. Sometimes I tend to, as you know, kind of ramble, and it may just end up all being one long podcast. I don't know. We shall see. I never have a plan. I just kind of have an idea of what I want to talk about, and then I go from there. And sometimes it works out, and sometimes it's a shit show. So we will see how this one goes and see if anybody continues to tune in after this. And I am yet again out exercising my pooches because it's just convenient. It's just I can kind of talk into the phone and give them exercise at the same time, and it works out. It's kind of a win-win. I mean, maybe not for you guys because, again, you have to hear my dogs panting in the background and me huffing and puffing because I'm walking up and down a hill and chucking a ball. So that's probably not great for you. But we're doing this. Again, if you've listened to me before, you're kind of used to it. And you must like it, you bunch of sick freaks. Just kidding. So thank you for tuning in. All right. What has been keeping me up? What is preventing me from counting sheep? Well, again, still, I need a new mattress and I need to start cutting my dogs off. So that's another thing. That's one thing. But the other is this whole second. I hate that I have to say second. I shouldn't have to say second, but second attempt on Donald Trump's life. Second, people. Why was there a first one? But more importantly, why a second? Ridiculousness. And it 100% I blame on the Biden-Harris administration. I'm going to call her Kamala the Killer. That is her new name because she's all about killing. She is 100% about killing babies, killing minors. She is 100% about trying to have Trump killed. She is 100% about pro sex trafficking. So like I said, she doesn't like minors because she's all about, or children or babies, because she's all about late term abortion. Notice she never answered the question on when the cutoff period was for abortion. She never answered it, still hasn't answered it. And it is a fact, actually, that there are certain states that have allowed babies to be born, and then just set aside. That is actually a fact. And there are Planned Parenthood agencies, for a fact, not opinion, that go into a pregnant person's stomach that could be 8 or 9 months pregnant, up to 8 and 9 months pregnant, that are getting ready to be born. And they rip off their arms and legs and they rip off body parts and they sell them on the black market. And Kamala is 100% for that. She is 100% for late-term abortion. She has never said otherwise. She has allowed it. And she is all about sex trafficking children because she's the one that has the open borders and has said that she would not be for prosecuting any immigrants that come in, any illegal immigrants. She is not about putting them in jail. She doesn't want them in jail. She's adamant, very, very, very adamant and passionate that she does not prosecute actual criminals. She doesn't like prosecuting actual gang members or drug dealers or actual murderers or actual sex traffickers or actual rapists. She doesn't like that. What she is about is putting people that have smoked pot in jail, because that's important, or anybody that supports Trump, the, MAGA regime that is a threat to democracy, and that they should be stopped. Just like Maxine Waters has pointed out over and over again that they should be stopped and that they should be surrounded. And how people from the Democratic Party are told that they want to punch and they should punch MAGA. They should punch Republicans. Or Kathy Griffin, who holds up a fake severed head of Trump's, very graphic severed head of Trump's. And that's somehow okay. Or how Madonna says that she wants to bomb the White House while Trump is in office in the White House. Or how Pink and Eminem and other celebrities like Al Pacino has said that he wants to punch the president. And how other celebrities, again, like Pink and Eminem, have said that, and Celine Dion. Let's not forget Celine Dion, you guys, just because she's sick. We don't need to feel sorry for her. I mean, we can still feel sorry for her, of course. I don't want her to be ill. I'm not wishing ill. But just because she is sick doesn't mean she didn't say it, doesn't mean she doesn't mean it. We should stop. They're constantly saying that they don't support Republicans, and they're constantly saying that they don't want Republicans to buy their music and stuff, and that anybody that supports Trump basically isn't a supporter of theirs. Well, good. We should do that. Why are we buying their merchandise? Why are we buying their tickets to their concert? Why are we supporting them? Because they seem to forget that they're overpaid court jesters. I've mentioned this on many podcasts. They are overpaid court jesters that get paid to entertain us, to dance for us. They literally prove no value whatsoever other than entertainment. They don't provide anything else of use whatsoever. They are not a contractor. They are not a nurse. They are not a doctor. They are not a lawyer. They are not a farmer. They are not a teacher. They are not a paramedic or a firefighter. They are not a police officer. They are not a lifeguard. They are of no value whatsoever other than they are human beings. But those same human beings are placing no value on anybody but transgender, gay people, and if you're a Democrat or if you're Black. They decide. Apparently, they're the deciders of who gets to live and die and who gets to have a job and who gets to be harassed and bullied and threatened. Because there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of videos of Black kids, minor children, bullying white kids and beating them up as this white person keeps saying, leave me alone, or not even talking half the time, and just walking and ignoring as these kids are slapping books out of their hands and slapping them and pushing them, and they're still not fighting back, and no one is doing a fucking thing. And then you wonder why there's a second assassination attempt on Trump by a bunch of people like Harris at the debate that claim they are not divisive and they're above name calling. They're tired of all the name calling. Yeah, you know what? So are the fucking Republicans, because we're the ones getting called racist and Nazis and bigoted. We're the ones getting the target of shootings and people beating us up and people picking on us and people trying to fire us and lose our livelihood so we can't pay our bills or raise our children and have to be homeless. The veterans that fought for this country, the veterans that put their life on the line for this country, are the ones that are homeless because of the fucking Haitians and the fucking Venezuelans And all of these illegal immigrants keep coming in and taking their jobs and their homes and taking all of their resources and taking their taxes. Kamala the Killer is the one doing this. She is currently at the helm, and Trump is right. She could absolutely march her happy little ass that 1 minute is black and the next minute is Indian, and she just identifies as everything. Just like Biden. Biden is every race, every religion under the sun. But why doesn't she march her happy butt, like Trump said, right back to the White House and close the goddamn border? She's in charge of the border. If she believes that the border should be closed, then she should close it. And she agreed because she even said, and she admitted in her own words, that the price of everything has gone up, that no one can afford diapers or cribs. Remember, she just said that in her own words. Who the fuck does she think is at fault for that? Who does she think is running the show? We know it's not Biden. It's her. It's Obama. Why on earth is why aren't the Democrats putting that together? That she is currently she's not a new person that just dropped out of the sky. She's the current vice president. She's currently in charge, and she can and should, if she believes what's coming out of her own face, she should do something about it because she can. But like Trump says, she doesn't actually believe the words that are falling out of that pie hole of hers. She doesn't believe it at all, or she would do something about it. But she isn't going to do anything about it because she doesn't believe it. Kamala the Killer is not about peace and love and enlightenment, like she says. She's about hate, and that's why she's constantly calling names. She's constantly calling people Nazis and bigots and racist and a threat to democracy. And that is why she has blood on her hands for the second assassination attempt. And she has blood on her hands for the debacle with Afghanistan. She admitted she was the last person out of the room, people. In her own words, she said it. It's not a misquote. It's not fake news. It's not misinformation. It is correct information out of her own flapper. That thing that just flaps. It's her words. She said it. But she flip-flops all the effing time. But she's the reason, Kamala the Killer is the reason that there is the hate and violence. The Haitians, do you remember that the Haitians are not this peace-loving, wonderful people? Their ex-president was called the barbecue. The barbecue, because he ate his own people. He was a cannibal. He was a horribly violent person that was a cannibal called the barbecue that ate his own people. And you want them in this country? Give me a break, guys. What is wrong with your brains, Democrats? You don't have one. You do not have a brain, clearly. I'm sorry, but if you're voting for Kamala Harris like my neighbors, you're just retarded. You just are. And it's sad. You are uneducated. You are the hater, and you have problems. And I'm going to get the biggest Trump sign on earth and stick it at the end of my yard, like I tried to do a while back, and they mysteriously keep getting taken out of my yard. Meanwhile, I haven't touched a single Harris sign. I want to more than anything in the world. I want to set it on fire, but I haven't, and I won't, because I do respect, I may not respect, but I believe in the rights of others to have an opinion, to have a belief that is different than mine. But the Democrats nowadays are so for this open border with all these immigrants coming in, and they refuse to look at actual facts and actual evidence and walk their happy little butts into these cities and see what's going on. Crime is up for a fact, 44%. And I don't really feel bad, though, for these sanctuary cities. I'm not going to lie. Chicago, fuck you. Seriously. New York, fuck you. The whole state of California, the whole state of Illinois, the whole state of New York, fuck you. Colorado, fuck you too. You guys wanted this, begged for this, called everybody else Nazi, bigoted, racist, horrible, phobic people because we didn't want to be a sanctuary state or a sanctuary city, because we didn't want to take in a bunch of Haitians and Venezuelans and terrorists and murderers and sex traffickers. We didn't want it. And we warned you what was going to happen. We told you what was going to happen. And now all of a sudden, Chicago and New York is like, meh, meh. How is this happening to us? Oh, I don't understand how all of this crime and violence could possibly be happening with a bunch of murderous terrorist gangs. I thought gangs and terrorists were normally nice, loving, peaceful people. They were just misunderstood. They were misgendered as a kid. They were misidentified as a child. So we wanted to hug them into, submission. We wanted to shower rainbows and sparkles and glitter all over them and make them better. We thought if we just gave them a big hug, that these terrorists and murderers and rapists and sex traffickers and cartel, they would gladly come over the rainbow and join our wonderful, peace-loving side. I mean, seriously, is that the picture that you thought? You guys just thought that you could hold hands and sing Kumbaya and, dance around your fire with your ukuleles, and that would just make the world better? Hey, I'm all about that. Listen, love myself a ukulele. Love to dance, love campfires. I love it all. I want peace too. But you're not going to hug and glitter and rainbow the cartel into being better. I don't know who you thought was fucking coming over. I'm sure there are some very good people coming over, but they still need to do it legally. I mean, if I steal because I'm just trying to feed my family, does that make it okay? No, it's sad. It's sad that there are people that need to come here and want to come here. And my heart does go out to those that genuinely want to come here for the right reasons and want a job and want to pay taxes and want to follow the law. But you know what? There has been many times that I genuinely meant well and I genuinely wanted to do the right thing and my heart was in the right place, but I still did something illegal or wrong. That doesn't make it okay. And I'm really sick and tired of people equating the two. You can have empathy, you can have sympathy, you can feel sorry for people. Doesn't mean that they get to do illegal things. But these sanctuary cities can honestly eat a dick because everybody warned you. And you all were like, what a bunch of phobic, racist, bigoted Nazi motherfuckers. We hate you. We want you to die. I mean, I got that all the time. I really did. I'm saying it sarcastically, but I got that constantly. So did my friends. So did my family. Everybody. And we got it by the, quote, peace-loving, accepting, tolerant, liberal Democrats. You, Kamala the Killer, and Biden, and all you lefties out there are the reason that the violence is going on. They're the reason that crime is up. You are the reason that inflation is up. You are the reason that everything bad is going on in the world. It is you. Congratulations. Here's your sign. You wanted this. You voted for it. You're still wanting to vote for it. You shouted from the rooftops, open the border, open it wide, wide open, just like Kamala's, just like her legs. Open those borders just like a whore's legs. Just let them all in. Just let those guys pour through the border. We don't need to vet them. And then give them driver's licenses. Let them drive and kill people. Kamala the Killer likes people to have driver's license because it's up to her. She's for it. She's pro it. She is not for putting them in prison or having any kind of consequences, either as Biden or the liberals. No consequences for getting behind a vehicle and driving and killing American citizens left and right. No consequences for murdering, no consequences for raping, no consequences for sex trafficking, no consequences for money laundering, no consequences for crack. I mean, Jesus, this is just a bunch of no consequences for anything, unless, of course, you happen to be a Trump supporter, in which case they will try to ruin your life. They will try to take away your livelihood and cancel you and ban you and call you a bunch of names and bully you and try to hurt you. If you're a Trump supporter, not if you're a crackhead, not if you're a money laundering person, not if you sell secrets to Russia or China, not if you hump China and, not if you stick it in Putin's butt. That's all okay. It's totally okay to threaten the president many times, threaten to slap and punch people, promote slapping and punching people, promote severed heads of the president, and going after his children. They went after Barron all the time, too. It's okay, again, to promote drugs and mutilation of your body. It's okay to promote parents not having any rights whatsoever of their minor children. And if parents do try to care about their children, they get thrown in jail. If they try to be a parent, they get thrown in jail. But yet, if they don't try to be a parent, they also get thrown in jail under this administration. So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You have to just walk like a zombie and be a lemming and have your eyes go just dark and follow to the cult leader, Kamala the Killer. All hail Kamala the Killer. Lahaya. Mm-hmm. She just needs to paint a little stash on her, and there you go. I mean, honestly, what is wrong with you if you are voting for Kamala Harris? I'm assuming that anyone voting for Kamala Harris is not listening to my podcast. I feel like that's a very safe assumption. And if you are, I genuinely want to know. Thank you. I'm glad that you are. I would genuinely like to know why. And I don't want to hear it's because of Trump. Trump has nothing to do with anything whatsoever. I know why I like Chevy trucks more than Fords. I know why I don't like Teslas. And I don't ever go, well, the reason I like a Chevy is because Fords suck. No, I talk about the reasons that I like a Chevy. If I talk about why I like a certain food, I don't say, well, I love fish because I hate pork. Okay, that has nothing to do with anything. Thanks for sharing, but that doesn't make any sense. That is what you're doing if you say that you're voting for Kamala because you hate Trump. So I eat chicken and I love chicken because I hate pork. All right, but why do you like chicken? Well, because I don't like pork. Great, but why do you like chicken? I hate pork because pork is stupid. Pork tastes bad. Pork from a pig is bad. Great, so why do you eat chicken? See what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. But either does 99.999% of anything that falls out of a liberal's mouth. So there's that. So what's on my mind? The fact that Killer Kamala the Killer, likes to flap her gigantic gums and say a bunch of lies that are not fact checked at all. And there was 3 people on one, along with ABC, an entire network, and along with CNN, and along with so many people that are against Trump. And then they whine and cry if just one person, Trump, just a human being, a singular human being, says one word to Kamala. Oh my God, he picked on her. He was so mean. He was so violent. He picked on her, name calling, Trump's name calling. Try having several networks, Democratic networks against you. Try having the entire Biden administration against you. Try having half the country that Kamala and Biden has turned against you. And then they whine because one person, you're a fucking politician. Get some bigger balls. Grow the fuck up. Put on your big girl pants. You're not in kindergarten anymore, Kamala. Kamala the Killer, you're not in kindergarten anymore, remember? You're a grown adult and you want to be a politician and you're going to let a person hurt your feelings? What are you going to do when Putin says something? What are you going to do when any of these leaders of any country say anything to you? Are you going to go cry? Take a Xanax. Take a Xanax that you're known for taking, wash it down with some of the alcohol that we all know you drink. You and Nancy Pelosi can just snort some Xanax, rinse it down with some alcohol, and then go try to make policies. We know that Trump doesn't drink. We know that Trump doesn't do drugs. We know his family's not into that. We do know, however, that Hunter has a little problem. He's got several problems. We know that Kamala has some problems. We know that Biden has some problems. We all know that Hillary has some problems. They certainly drink. They certainly do their drugs. We all know, like I said, that Hunter does. So really, who's going to make good choices? She's all souped up and coked out on, souped up on Xanax, trying to find the button. What's this? And then she accidentally pushes the nukes. Hee hee ha 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 ha. And then laughs about it because she's a freaking weirdo. Seriously, what a sociopath if you're voting for Kamala Harris. You are a sociopath. You probably, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Maybe you're just genuinely not around a TV at all. And I just don't like people that don't watch anything but their own. Like, I will watch CNN on purpose so I can see what they're saying, so I can get another perspective. I've talked about this forever. Perspective, looking at things from a different angle, not the same angle. Definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again. So I don't just watch Republican stations. I don't just listen to Republican media or read Republican newspapers. I also will get different opinions from different people, from independent and from Democrats. If you don't do that, you are just taking the word. You just take someone's word. I've never done that. I don't just take someone's word. I don't care if you're Jesus. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're Jesus. I'm not just going to take your word. I've never, ever, ever been a follower. Ever. Do not tell me what to do. Do not tell me what to wear. Don't tell me who to listen to. I will decide. I don't care if it's popular. I don't care if it makes me unpopular at all. I have always, and anyone that has known me, I have several people that I've known too, literally my entire life, literally, that are not my family. I'm talking friends that I've known my entire life since the day we were born. And I have other friends that I've known like 30, 40 years. They can tell you, I've never, ever cared what other people think. I wear what I want, listen to what I want, do what I want because I do my own research, because I look up my own things and I come to a conclusion. So if you are someone that is a follower, that's your problem, and you should probably fix that. You should probably crack open a book. You should probably read. You should probably look into more media than just your own narrow-minded point of view. You need to see things. If you're claiming that you're a Democrat and you're accepting and you're non-judgmental, and if you're claiming that you love people of all walks of life, shouldn't you do your research on what walks of life that are out there? Shouldn't you actually know what you're talking about and do your research on how many different people are out there in the world? Republicans are some of those people. White, straight men are some of those people. You could probably do your research on somebody other than a black woman or a transgender person. There are other people out there in the world besides the gay community and the black community and the transgender community and the Democratic population and Taylor Swift. I don't know if you knew that, but it's a whole big wide world out there. And you are the one promoting, putting people in a teeny tiny box. God, I just sounded like Biden right there. I Bidened out. Not about diversity, not about name calling. Give me a break. You guys are all about, Democrats are all about the party of labels, labels, labels. Putting people in nice little packages with labels. You're transgender. Transgender defines you. Who you sleep with defines you. What your race is defines you. Your gender defines you. Your religion defines you. I insist, I demand to the world you call me a man. I demand to the world you call me a woman. I demand that me being black is the first and foremost thing you notice about me. That is called labeling, and that is called being anything but diverse. You guys probably should look up words before you use them. Like bigot, you use it incorrectly, Democrats. Racist, use it incorrectly all the time. And this is not a democracy. Just start learning words. I'm going to get all Democrats a word a day calendar. I mean, God, I'm an idiot. I admit when I'm uneducated. I admit all the time I say stupid shit that is not accurate, but the difference is I admit it. I own up to it. The difference is I admit when I'm wrong. I don't think I'm perfect. I don't think Republicans are perfect. I think Republicans, if you're a politician, you're probably a fucker. You're probably a lying hypocrite. Most are. I'm just saying that Democrats are more, in my opinion. That's not a fact, although it probably is a fact. I bet you could 100% do the statistics on that. And yeah, I mean, look at history. My God. Anyway, oh God, it just said that it was that my, God dang it. Now I don't know where it left off, you guys. I was going off on a big long tangent and my low battery thing came on and I think it paused. And I have been going off for probably a good 15, 20 minutes, not realizing that the low battery thing went off on my phone. And so I've just been going on and on. And now I have no idea. And this is where, again, if I had editing and if I did do it the fancy way, the normal way, I could just go back, see where it cut off, and just start from there. But basically, I was just going off on a tangent saying that I'm sick and tired of Democrats acting like they're these wonderfully open-minded, just peace-loving people when history shows that's not the case. And it's been proven over and over when you have lunatics getting on social media threatening people and bullying people and punching people and promoting it all, and there's no consequences. Why are there no consequences? Because again, Kamala only cares about anyone that's smoking pot or anyone that is a Trump supporter having consequences. She doesn't care about actual murderers or actual rapists or actual bullies or actual terrorists because she thinks they're all going to help her. That's the company she keeps. Killer Kamala likes to hang out with, she's all chummy with the terrorists and all chummy. Remember, the Haitians had barbecue. The guy that was in charge, the president that was in charge of Haiti that died, had the nickname of Barbecue. He had the nickname of Barbecue because he used to be a cannibal and would eat people. Remember, Haitians come from a very, very, very violent, crime-ridden country. And Kamala's all for it. She's down with the violence. She, like I said, she thinks that you can just sprinkle some glitter on someone and that'll make it better. But I don't think she wants it to be better. I think she wants us to be killed. She just wants her little followers, her lemmings, to be around because she can boss them around. And if you're someone that can be bossed around and can be bought and paid for, then that's fine. Like I said, she's got the border open so wide that it's like a hooker's legs. It's like her legs. The border is wide open, just like a hooker's legs, and that's how Kamala wants it. Kamala the Killer is very into having all of these cartel and everybody coming in. Like I said, she's down with the killing. She's down with depopulating American citizens and starting over so she can reprogram. She wants to reprogram all these people. And meanwhile, they're getting in car accidents because they don't know how to drive, because they can't read a driver's manual and they can't read our signs. And she's allowing them to have driver's license. She's taking away from veterans. She's taking away from taxpayers. She's taking away from the citizens that already live here legally, that were born and raised here or came here legally or became legal when they were here and are trying their best. She's taking away from all of them and half of America finds it just hilarious and great because, like I said, they think they can sprinkle some glitter and boom, it's okay. We'll just make them transgender. It'll be fine. We'll just make them, we'll convince them that they're transgender and we'll convince them to lop off their penises and it'll all be fine. And pretty soon we'll just be a bunch of sullied and unsullied, It'll just be a whole thing where men just don't have penises now. It'll be cool. That's a cool look. Totally demasculated men. Yeah. We'll populate the world somehow. We'll repopulate the world without any penises. And we'll completely hate on men and we'll make men extinct. And we'll make it where only transgender people wander the earth. Is that what we're going for? That's the look we're going for. Again, I'm not against anybody transgender at all. Do not care if you're transgender. I want that noted. You just be transgender all you want. Be gay. Totally have no problem with that. I have no problem with anybody of any race or any of it. I have a gigantic problem, though, when you shove that shit down everybody else's throat and then try to get them to lose their job and lose their livelihood, and you try to have them assassinated because they don't want it crammed down their throat. You try to make them lose their job because they don't want it crammed down their throat because you don't believe in their rights. Because you believe in your beliefs and you think your beliefs are important, but you don't feel anybody else's beliefs are important. That's narcissistic, and I'm not okay with that. Because I believe in truly having your rights, no matter if I agree with them or not, I still think you're entitled to your beliefs. So you need to allow me to have mine. And I'm not down with mutilation of children. And I'm not down with sex trafficking. And I'm not down with late-term abortion. And I'm not down with ripping off babies' arms and legs like Planned Parenthood does. And I'm not about keeping secrets from our parents of their minor children and injecting them with hormones and things that could have gigantic side effects without telling their parents. I'm not for it at all. That doesn't mean I hate transgender people, and that doesn't mean I hate black people, and that doesn't mean I hate immigrants. I'm not okay with sex traffickers and cartel and rapists and murderers and terrorists coming in. I'm not okay with Haitians or anybody of any race or religion coming in illegally and then taking away all of our resources and money and draining our economy to benefit people that are not citizens. That does not make me anything but normal and caring. So to those of you, though, that still want to vote for Kamala the Killer, then you are participating in the killing. You non-judgmental, peace-loving, kind people that do nothing but call people names and try to get them canceled and lose their job if they disagree with you. You are contributing to all of this because you have misinformation and you have you don't listen to any other point of view. You don't do your research and you don't do your homework. And then if you have done your homework and you've actually looked at unbiased information and you've actually looked at facts and you still want to vote for Harris, that just makes you pretty much a sociopath. It's insane to me. So they wonder why there's been a second sex assassination. Gosh, I can't talk today. I'm telling you, keeping up the ramblings of an insomniac, the insomniac part, the rambling part, clearly the rambling part is also true. The insomniac, I'm not kidding, I don't sleep. I have a lot of crap on my mind. I still have a lot of stuff I want to talk about with the addiction and me having not my addictions, but just liars and relationships and all of that stuff. But we'll get to that in another podcast. Anyway, I cannot believe there's been a second attempt. Actually, I can because, again, when you have all these people, these celebrities and the Biden administration and Kamala the Killer just constantly putting that in people's heads, of course there's going to be attempts on his life. But the rhetoric, they need to dial down their rhetoric because we can find thousands upon thousands upon thousands of video of their hateful rhetoric, and they're rioting and them burning down businesses, destroying businesses, looting and stealing from businesses, beating up people, bullying people. My God, there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of videos of this from the Liberal Party. Try to find it from the Republicans. You're going to find some, of course. I'm not claiming that Republicans are all peace-loving people. I don't claim that they're, righteous and never make mistakes. I'm sure you can find some videos of them being rude and calling names. Don't know if you're going to be able to find any of them burning down buildings. You certainly aren't going to find any of them burning flags or destroying property of businesses. I doubt you're going to find those. You might. I'm sure you will. I guess I can't say you won't. I'm sure you will find some. Odds are you will find some, but they're going to be few and far between. Just do your research, do your homework. Perspective, all about perspective. Again, I take photography. I always go by angles. Got to look at things from all the angles. I don't just go by Republicans. I look at the Democratic stuff too, so I can see all angles. If you're not doing your research and looking at things from all angles and you're a Democrat, then you're being a hypocrite, because you said and you claim that you observe everybody of all walks of life. You accept people from all walks of life. Then why aren't you doing your research and looking at what the people from all walks of life say, and not just your party or one race or just the LGBTQ? Anyway, that has been on my mind the last couple of nights, and I cannot sleep. But there are many other things, and I have quite a bit to ramble about, so buckle up. Anyway, until next time, thank you so much for listening to another episode of The Ramblings of an Insomniac.